In this demo, I will show you how SAP Operational Process Intelligence powered by SAP HANA helps enterprises using traditional SAP ERP procure-to-pay solution to get deeper insight into the processes for better and faster operational decisions. The traditional procure-to-pay scenario starts when a retailer contracts suppliers for a significant volume of spare parts of automobile. For this, retailer raises a purchase requisition and sends to the Global Procurement Office for approval. On approval, retailer creates a purchase order and sends it to the supplier. When supplier receives the purchase order, he creates a sales order and starts the processing of the order. Once the order is completed, he sends the confirmation to the retailer and generates a shipping notification. Once the retailer receives the shipment, he finally creates the invoice based on agreed terms and price. With such a big process involving huge data flow, you can imagine how difficult it would be to track orders and identify the focus areas. Also, to be in competition, these threats or trends have to be quickly identified and responded. Note these important milestones in the process that will be used later while defining the business process. Let us now study some participants that would use SAP Operational Process Intelligence in their day-to-day activities. First is a retailer Lara who would want to track all the orders sent to various suppliers until the delivery is done. Another is manager Thomas at Global Office that closely observes the trends so that he can take better decisions to increase customer satisfaction. With you now knowing the details of scenario, let me take you to the tool. This is SAP HANA Studio that is used to model business scenarios. First step to model a business scenario is to define the process. Process can be defined in two ways. You can either model the process in the same business scenario editor using the palette objects, or you can use Search Console to find the business process in SAP or non-SAP system and just drag and drop these processes onto your business scenario editor. The second step is to define phases. Phases are the important milestone in any process. For our procurement process, we have considered these 5 phases which have already been defined in my previous slides. The third step is to define the KPIs, that is key performance indicators, in the procurement process. These KPIs will be defined using measures and indicators. For procurement process, the KPIs are majorly centered around purchase requisition, purchase order, and invoice, like total time taken for requisition to be approved or total time taken for purchase order to be created, and so on and so forth. Once the process is defined, phases and KPIs are created, the final step is to generate the scenario. Once the generation is done, you are provided with a dashboard that will give you a complete overview of the order status, phases, and the KPIs. Manager Thomas thus logs into the workspace and goes into each phase to analyze the instances that are overdue or at risk and takes appropriate action. He sees that there are a lot of pending orders for approval in purchase order approval phase. So he drills into purchase order approval phase to get a complete picture of all the overview orders. He can as well choose any one of the orders to get a deeper insight into the orders, like how many hours has the order been overdue. Thomas now has to take actions to ensure that these orders are delivered on time. For this, he creates a task to seek explanations from the concerned department or colleague in his office. All the tasks that are created by Thomas are visible in his workbox. Thomas now finds a task created by him by Lara, requesting him to approve the purchase order on his table. Thomas replies to this and sets the task as completed. This task would then appear in Lara's workbox where she can choose to confirm or reopen based on the response from Thomas. Next, Thomas goes back into his business scenario to drill into the KPIs to track the progress and know whether the targets have been met or overshot. He can also compare the historical trends to current performance that will help him to make better informed decisions. So you saw how operational process intelligence helps various personas in procurement services to know their businesses better, to provide competitive edge by better managing the unexpected situations, and to take correct actions ensuring that the process stays on track. Thank you.